it's Mark from the Rooted Progress, and I'm here today with Matt.
Hey guys.
And he brought out his lovely 2014 Crosstrek, right?
Yep.
And it's pretty heavily modified. It's got a bunch of goodies that we're definitely going to go through in this video, so that if you guys are planning to off-road your Subi and anything like that, there's more information for you guys to get out there to seek the parts that you definitely need for you and your adventures. Your front bumper, is that custom made?
Yeah, it was custom made by TB Performance Products. It's something that he's been toying with to try to come up with a production version. But it's 1.5 inch 120 wall DOM, so it's super strong. It's the stuff to make roll cages out of. I've used it to pull many people out of some hairy situations. It's never bent, never broken, anything like that. Wheels are super strong. It's just a really good unit, and I think it follows the line of the vehicle very well.
Did you, when you made it, were you planning on having those lights, or did you add those on later?
The lights were always going to be part of it. I had them in the stock fog location originally. Bought those when I still had my original bumper. So those always had to be part of it. So definitely wanted to weld in the mounting tabs to retain those.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a Mishimoto transmission cooler. I used the heat exchanger from Mishimoto and kind of fabricated everything else myself, the lines, the fittings, the mounting and all that. The stock Subaru CVTs tend to get really hot, as many of you know, especially when off-roading, and I was having that issue, so I needed a way to cool it down. So I rigged up a way to put a transmission cooler on a Crosstrek.
Was the install pretty difficult, or?
Very simple once you can actually look into it and where the lines are going and all that. The hardest part was probably figuring out the mounting. However, Mishimoto does have a kit that is a direct bolt-on. But I wanted to go the cheaper route, so I made my own mounting brackets and went from there.
Nice. Underneath the front end, do you have any under panel protection?
Yeah, I have the Primitive Racing skid plates. I do actually have the triple armor, so it's the engine, the transmission, and the rear differential. I do not currently have the transmission on there right now, though. I took it off to straighten it back out. I've hit a few rocks and wanted to get it straight again before putting it back on.
Okay. What brand are these?
These are Baja Designs. They are, in my opinion, some of the best units that money can buy. However, you have to have a lot of money to buy them, which is why I didn't go with them for all of my auxiliary lighting. But the lights that I use for fog lights, I really wanted to have a high quality light. So these are the Squadron Sports. They're kind of the lower end of the Squadrons. They put out a ton of light. There's interchangeable lenses, as well as colors. So I can go white, I can go the amber that I have here, different lens patterns, so I can go for more of a spot, more of a flood. These are the wide cornering, so it's a nice low, wide beam.
Nice. That's really awesome. Moving up from the bumper, we got the ditch lights here, and you said that you don't have Baja designs on these ones, so what brand are these?
These are Element LED. They're the amber side shooters. So you've got white there in the center, and then the sides are in amber. They shoot off to the side.
Oh, that's really cool.
They also have a strobe functionality. So if I want to, I can have the amber portion strobe for a lot of, it's really good for kind of bringing visibility to myself, especially if I'm assisting a down motorist or something like that. I like to have that at night.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your light bar that you got here on your roof?
Right now I have the OPT 7 42-inch dual row light bar. It's been a really good light bar for the money. I think I only paid about $100 for it at the time.
Nice.
And it just so happened to fit my roof rack perfectly in the width. It wasn't originally made to do that. It just so happened. It was a happy accident. But it's been really good for the money. It's a dual beam, so the center is more of a spot. The sides are more of a flood pattern to give you a little bit better visibility at night. But it's really good for the money I paid for it.
Where'd you buy it from?
Amazon.com.
Oh, just Amazon, huh?
Yeah, I think
Wow.
OPT7 sells exclusively through Amazon. I haven't seen them anywhere else.
With all your light mods, did you do anything to your stock halogen housings, or?
Yes, I used some LED bulb conversions from XK Glow. They're an LED main beam, as well as an LED demon eye built into it, which is RGB, so I can change the color however I want using their app.
Wow, that's really cool.
I can change the two different settings onto their own, so that I can have the low beams one color and the high beams a different color. And there are also themes built into it, which I use frequently when I'm helping people off-road. I can have it flash amber and white, so
Wow,
it
that's
gives a
really
little
cool.
bit better visibility when helping off-road or on-road.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, this is where I have all the switches.
Buttons. Mm-hmm.
It's a work in progress right now. I'm going to be building something similar to like an S-Pod or something similar to that, where I have it all on one distribution box as well as one switch panel. So it's a work in progress right now. I just have separate lights for everything.
Wow. So I saw recently on your Instagram, and I'll tag it below for the viewers to get in touch with you if they had any questions. But you just recently got these VTX wheels, right?
Yeah, I just got these last week. I got a great deal on them. I was looking to buy some new tires. I was going with 30-inch tires, but the cost had just kept delaying me. And then these wheels popped up on my radar, and I had an eternal struggle since buying the car. I really liked the OE style wheels, but the 17-inch size left me very limited in tire options without spending an arm and a leg. So when these popped up, I decided to jump on it, the VTX Rally 5s in the 15-inch. And the first thing I did was replace the blue spoke vinyl with the red, white, and blue because I bought them the day before 4th of July. So just wanted to be patriotic.
Wow, that looks awesome.
Absolutely. The tires on there now are currently Yokohama Geolander AT Geo15s. They're about 29 inches overall.
Nice. And how are you liking them so far on this trail?
So far so good. I actually had a set of these same tires before on the stock wheels, and I really did not like them. I had issues in the snow, I had issues in the mud. They weren't very good, but I decided to give them another try given that I got the wheels with them, and also I've had a lot of people tell me that they've had really good luck, and so far I've been pretty happy. They're quieter than my last set of tires, and they seem to be doing well for what we've been doing so far.
Definitely you're not riding on stock suspension, so what are you riding on?
I'm riding on a combination of Man Engineering lift springs that also give a higher spring rate in the rear to help carry a lot of the cargo, as well as 1-inch Paranoid Fabrication spacers. So it's a total of 2 inches, as well as some rear trailing arm spacers to recenter that rear wheel. That's what I'm going with right now. So there are plans in the future, but it's going to take a lot more money and a lot more time. So this is done just fine for the time being.
So how did you get this snorkel on your vehicle? Like where the heck did you get this from?
Give a little backstory on that. I've always really liked the look of the snorkel, and the common misconception is that, oh, it's for water crossing. There's actually a lot more benefits to it than just water intrusion. It's also great for dust, and it's great for cooler air in the motor when you're off-road and stuff like that. So I've been kind of him and hawing about getting one, and then one day I went to go clean my AEM dry flow filter, and I noticed that there was mud caked on both sides of the filter. So water had gotten past the filter, and mud had gotten into the motor. So that was kind of the straw that broke my back, and I went in and started doing some research to find something. So I ended up going with a Snorkel for an 80 series Land Cruiser. It had to be sectioned out about 6 inches, shortened, and then plastic welded back together. So far it's been great. I just have it plumbed directly into the stock airbox, and then sealed off using JB Weld as well as a silicone on both the outside and the inside so that it's super airtight and I'm not going to get any issues.
So tell me what you got here on the sides.
Yeah, those rock sliders, again made by TB Performance Products. I had gone out with him to Last Chance Canyon and made a lot of contact. You can see a little bit there. So I wanted something that was going to protect it, but the only thing on the market at the time had been bent and beaten very easily. They were a very thin wall. They weren't very strong, and they only mounted in the front and the rear, so the entire center section could bow. So I wanted something that was going to be stronger. What we came up with was this, that there's 4 points of mounting, front subframe, rear subframe, and then through the pinch weld it was bolted through. It's very strong. I have lifted the vehicle using that. I can lift the entire side of the vehicle, no problems. It's very secure, and it's saved my ass quite a few times.
I really like your roof rack. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you did to make it?
No, that was actually a birthday present, rather, from my brother. He can weld, and I wanted something with a flat rack that I can use really big pieces if I needed to, as well as a ton of mounting options. So it's a grid style. It's made out of inch square tube all the way around with 1/2 inch in the middle. It's very strong, very sturdy, and I've just adapted it to fit what I do. I've got the high lift mounts on there. I can strap down a tire wherever I need to. I have an awning on the other side, a small trail awning by Smittybuilt. I mount whatever I need to onto it. It's been great.
Now the back looks just as amazing as the front does.
Yeah, the rear bumper, again, TB Performance Products. This one is a production unit and it is ready to ship. He's selling it for $400 shipped. Powder coating is an extra $50, but it's been super strong. Again, the same 1.5 inch 120 wall DOM tubing, super strong, super sturdy. Looks great, gives a ton of options for trimming your bumper. You can trim it around it or you can trim it straight across like I did. So it just gives you a lot of options and a lot of recovery points. Yeah, there's a trailer hitch that is actually separate from the bumper. That's by Hitch, Torque Lift Hitch. It's the highest mounting one, so it allowed me to retain ground clearance and departure angle while giving me a lot of strength for towing.
Nice. Do you have any protection underneath?
Yeah, there's the rear differential skid plate from Primitive Racing, as well as there's some prototype, you can kind of see them there, sway bar brackets by TB Performance Products. Those are prototypes and not powder coated or anything like that, but they help keep the sway bar in line so it can do its job.
Here you got your Subaru ownership badges, Merca. Alright, so last question, and probably the one that everybody wants to know is, can you tell me what's in your trunk?
Absolutely. Trunk is still a little bit of a work in progress, but I'm building a rear cargo management system.
Okay.
A couple things that's going to be a little bit different about mine than others. Number one, I always want it to be removable if I need to. So it's not going to be mounted to a hard platform or anything of that sort. The other thing is I wanted it to be modular for my work. For work, I carry a lot of catalogs, so I always have all of this with me. However, this takes up a lot of space and it's a lot of weight. So the plan is to have this drawer be removable and then add in a second set of drawers that will have stuff for camping and stuff like that. So I can pull this drawer out, throw a new one in, and be ready to go within a couple of minutes. On this side, I have all of my tools all the time. Recovery equipment, tire tools, a little bit of music, a couple rags, that kind of thing. And then down here will be a slide-out table as well. So, and then underneath this whole contraption, I will be putting in a dual battery system as well as onboard air eventually.
Nice. Alright guys, well that's pretty much wraps it up for Matt's Subaru Crosstrek build. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming out here with us and letting us film your car and just basically just wheeling with us.
It's not a problem.
Definitely a fun time, and we always love having other Subaru owners come out and do these things with us. So thank you so much, Matt.
Not a problem. If anyone has any questions, feel free to just let me know on Instagram. I'm happy to help anyone out.
1 hour later.